agenda, agenda. It's all about agenda. How relevant agenda. Twitter's a different world. Twitter's a different world.
This is Jafric Radio. This is Jafric Radio.
Agenda, 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 agenda. Liberty agenda, agenda, agenda. It's all about agenda, 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 agenda. Liberty agenda, agenda, agenda. It's all about agenda. Alright, facts. You say stupid things, facts. Stupid things, facts. Stupid facts. Stupid, 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 stupid. Agenda, 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 agenda. Liberty agenda, agenda, agenda. It's all about agenda, 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 agenda. Liberty agenda, agenda, agenda. It's all about agenda. How relevant do you think you are? Do you think you are? How relevant do you? How relevant do you? How relevant? Agenda, 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 agenda. Liberty agenda.
This is Jafric Radio.
Agenda. It's all about agenda, 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 agenda. Liberty agenda, agenda, agenda. It's all about agenda. Say it to my face now. Why should I? Face now. Why should I? Say it to my face now. Say to my. Agenda, agenda, agenda. Liberty agenda, agenda, agenda. It's all about agenda, 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 agenda. Liberty agenda, agenda, agenda. It's all about agenda. Say no to cyberbullying. Cyberbullying. Say no to. Goldie Charlie.
When did you pick that from?
That is your Twitter page.
When did you pick that from?
That is your Twitter page.
When did you pick that from?
That is your Twitter page.
What you see on Twitter is different from Twitter is our agenda, fooling, agenda, fooling. Twitter is our agenda, fooling, fooling, fooling. Twitter is our agenda, fooling, agenda, fooling. Twitter is our agenda, fooling, fooling, fooling.
Say no to cyberbullying.
Okay. All right. Welcome. Today is Saturday, the 26th of July, 2025. It's exactly 7:05 a.m. Japan Standard Time. I know if you are joining us from Japan, from Tokyo, from Osaka, from Hokkaido, from Yokoshima, wherever you are in Saturday morning. But if you are joining us from Africa, from Accra, Ghana, from Lagos, Nigeria, from Monrovia, Liberia, from Sierra Leone, from Kigali in Rwanda, from Kampala in Uganda, wherever on the African continent that you are joining us, we know that you are still in Friday, either Friday evening or Friday night. But here in Japan, we are in Saturday morning. My name is Emmanuel Akyereku, and the program is The Week in Review. Remember last week we brought you the maiden edition of the show. Today is the second edition, and today we have some interesting things or news stories to share with you. We are doing a retrospection of things that took place during the course of the week. And don't forget that this program is proudly sponsored by Mama Efe Saloon in Saitama, and also by Bayside Modeling Agency. You can visit these two companies for your best in terms of all the products and services that you need. Let's kickstart today's edition of the program with one interesting news story that made headlines over the weekend in Ghana and also across the African continent, where the current president of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has shaken the tables more. You know, he has shaken the tables in Ghana, and he's generated a lot of talking points. And what is this story about? His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, has appointed Mr. Kojo, is it Choi or Koi? Mr. Kojo Choi as the ambassador for the Republic of South Korea. Let me read that again to you. The Ghana's president, if you go to www.jafricradio.com, one of the top stories there is the appointment of Kojo Choi as Ghana's ambassador to the Republic of South Korea. So I read the story to you. We go a little bit into the details, and then we discuss the topical issues. Why people are talking about this in Ghana and the rest of the African continent. And it says that um, Ghana, Ghana's president John Mahama names Korean in ambassadorial role. That's the story or the headline on www.jafrikradio.com, and it says that Ghana's president, His Excellency John Mahama, has appointed Korean Kojo Choi as Ghana's ambassador to the Republic of South Korea. Choi, who moved to Ghana at the age of 14, is of a mixed Ghanaian parentage or mixed parentage, as his father is a South Korean and his mother is a Ghanaian. That's according to the report that we received from Ghana. Jafric Radio has cited his appointment contained in a letter signed by Callistus Mahama and addressed to the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Mr. Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Don't forget, Mr. Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa was in the news last week concerning the Nigerian king or the Igbo king in Nigeria who dominated the headlines. But on your screens right now is Mr. Kojo Choi together with His Excellency, the President of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. And I can see the Kenyan flag at the background together with the Ghanaian flag. I don't know what particular occasion this particular thing was about. But a little bit into the details of Mr. Kojo Choi, who is a business tycoon in Ghana. He's the boss of Pay Switch Company Limited, a company that specializes in offering alternative banking solutions to banks, financial institutions, organizations, businesses, and individuals. So this is the man who has been appointed as Ghana's ambassador to South Korea. And he moved to Ghana at the age of 14. I've already mentioned that on your screens. I don't know if our producer can put that photo on your screen. At the age of 14, Mr. Kojo Koi, at that time, a little kid, you can see him together with some Ghanaian kids when they were going to school. So during his school days, you can see Mr. Kojo Koi, that's him right there, together with about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8, 9 of his colleagues who were in school at the time. I can guess this was either these guys were too little to be in a secondary school back then. So I guess this was in the junior high school where they were schooling together. And Mr. Kojo Koi, together with his, he has expressed his Ghanaian, rich Ghanaian heritage by visiting or displaying photos of his visit to one of the Ashanti subchiefs. Here is a photo of him together with his Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei the Ashanti Hene. I guess this is a golf event because the Otumfuo himself is a professional golfer. He loves playing golf a lot. So that's Mr. Kojo Koi on your extreme right on your screen. And sandwich between them, there are 5 individuals. Sandwich between the 5 individuals is His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei the Ashanti Hene. That's him with Kojo Koi. And I also in that photo, this is also Mr. Kojo Koi with and is it Nana Lovelace Prempe? Lovelace Prempe. He calls him uncle. And per the information available to Jafric Radio, this is one of the fathers of the kids that Mr. Kojo Choi went to the same school with, whether it was junior high school or senior high school. That one we cannot say, but this is another photo of him together, showing his rich Ghanaian heritage or his connections to Ghana. Look at him and his beautiful family dressed in all Ghanaian attire. I mean, this is a man who has demonstrated true and true. And I was reading some portions of his statement on his personal social media handle, where he said that after completing his secondary school or high school in Ghana, he had the opportunity to move to either America or return to Korea, but he chose to remain in Ghana, and he has made a big impact. Don't forget that he has served in many ambassadorial role or as consultancy role, representing the Embassy of Korea in Ghana, and also representing many multinationals in consultancy role. Now this particular appointment has generated a lot of talking points within the Ghanaian and African social media space, where a lot of people are sharing their opinion. Something is not right to appoint a Korean. There are a lot of Ghanaians who are competent and highly qualified to occupy this role. So why would President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, appoint a Korean to occupy such a sensitive role in terms of representing Ghana? Some feel like once he's Korean, he's not going to fully represent the interests of Ghana. So it is not in the good interest of Ghana to have Mr. Kojo Choi as the ambassador of Ghana. But there are others who have also come up with the argument that, look, this is not the first time something like this has happened. And the historians have taken us back. First, we made a stop in 1957 in October. The historians are saying that in October 1957, the then president of the Republic of Ghana, in fact, the first president of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah, in fact, was the first to appoint a non-Ghanaian in such a critical, crucial role to perform duties for the Republic of Ghana. And then also, His Excellency, the late John Evans Atamels, also appointed a foreigner. Now, on your screen now, it's Mr. William Lewis. Mr. William Lewis, at the time, was born in the British West Indies. At the time, was appointed by His Excellency, of course, but we all know him as Dr. Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah, to act as an economic consultant for Ghana. Nkrumah personally wrote to this particular man, William Lewis, who came to Ghana on the request of Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and advised Ghana on many pertinent and important economic role or economic decisions that Ghana took at the time under the stewardship of Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So those who are for the argument in terms of the appointment of Mr. Kojo Choi are saying that, look, even the first president of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, did same. So why are you talking now? Now, they roll the years forward. This one not back from 1957 to 2012, or let's say 2011, where the late President John Evans Atamels also appointed an Indian in the man who known as Gobin Nankani. The president at the time also appointed him and made him as an advisor for his government at the time. And these examples have gone to sort of settle the dust in terms of the argument as to it is right or wrong for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to appoint a Korean into such a crucial or critical role for the Republic of Ghana. So this story has been making the headlines in Ghana and in Africa and in Korea and the rest of the world. It found its way onto the website of www.jafricradio.com. So if you want to read more about this particular appointment, you want to get the details, all the details are available, including the background of Mr. Kojo Choi. All of this information is available on www.jafricradio.com. So this is a grab or a screenshot of the front page of Jafric Radio and the stories that are making the trends as put together by our editorial digital team. So we are moving on to the next story. And the next story is also a big story that shook the world. It did not just shake where it happened. Here we are talking about the United States of America. We are not talking about shaking America alone. It shook the entire world. And the story is a sad one. The passing of Hulk Hogan, the man who generated, I'm using my words carefully, the man who drove interest and sort of magnetized the entire world's attention towards the sport of world wrestling. His name, Hulk Hogan. He passed away on Thursday in his home in Florida in the United States. And that story is available on www.jafricradio.com. And I read the story for you now as it's been written by the portal, or it's been captured on the portal. And it says that WWE icon Hulk Hogan dies, age 71. And the story reads, World Wrestling Entertainment that WWE legend Hulk Hogan has died in his home in Florida in the United States of America. According to sources in the United States, the legend was confirmed dead in the hospital after failing to recover from cardiac arrest. So Hogan actually suffered a cardiac arrest in his home in Florida, and when he was rushed to hospital, he was pronounced dead on arrival, which would mean that he died in hospital before he was transported to. He died in his home before he was transported to the hospital. Hawk, whose real name was Terry Bollea. Did you actually know that Hulk Hogan was not his name? But most of us thought that Hulk Hogan was his real name, but his name was Terry Bollea. Was the biggest professional wrestler in the 1980s and in the 90s, and went on to achieve crossover fame, including acting in Hollywood roles. So he did not just stay in his lane as a wrestler, he also switched and then became a very popular person or popular figure in Hollywood. Tributes have been pouring in, and here we shift to the other story that's also available on www.jafricradioonline.com. And the president of the United States of America, His Excellency Donald Trump, has offered his glowing tribute to the legend Hulk Hogan. And the story, as is written on www.jafricradio.com, reads, U.S. President Donald Trump has paid his tribute to WWE legend Hulk Hogan, who died on Thursday in the United States of America. This is sad news, obviously. Hollywood, WWE, and the political world are pouring in, are mourning the passing of Hogan, who suffered a cardiac arrest in Florida in his residence and was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Hulk, whose real name was Terry Bollea, was the biggest professional wrestler of the 1980s and the 1990s, and went on to achieve crossover fame. I've already told you that. And Trump, who shares a long-standing relationship. So actually, if you go on Google and then you Google the name of Donald Trump and Hulk Hogan, you actually see a lot of images, plethora of images of the two together. So they have a long-standing relationship. So Donald Trump took to X, social media platform X, formerly Twitter, to write, "Mega all the way," he wrote. "Mega all the way. Strong, tough, smart, but with the biggest heart." So Donald Trump wrote that in recognition of the contribution that Donald Trump, what's his name, Hulk Hogan, has made to the pop culture in terms of Hulk Hogan, in terms of wrestling, WWE, and his impact in pop culture in recent years. And the reason why Hulk Hogan made certain statements during the 2024 US presidential election won't surprise many, because he has a long-standing relationship with the president of the United States, obviously Donald Trump. Many also noted that during the elections, he actually took aims at Kamala Harris, who then was a key contestant in the US elections. He took aims and then fought him. And actually, Hulk Hogan actually has a number of controversies. If I use a lot, it will be an understatement. Hulk Hogan actually has a lot of controversies surrounding him during his prime. Do you remember that in 2007, Hulk Hogan actually made a statement, a racial statement, casting a racial slur at the boyfriend of his daughter, because obviously the boyfriend of his daughter is black, or let me use the word was black, because we don't know for sure whether they are together or they are not together. He cast a racial slur, and this cost him his place in the WWE Hall of Fame, because he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2005. Now, 2 years after, he made a racial statement, or he cast a racial slur at the boyfriend of his daughter, and in 2007, his name was removed from the list of Hall of Famers in the United States, or the WWE Hall of Fame. But in 2018, this particular title or the post was restored, and then he he still remained a Hall of Famer of the WWE as we speak of now. So sad news coming in regarding the passing of the Hulk Hogan. And one controversial story which has also made the rounds concerning Hulk Hogan, that actually some years back, do you know that Hulk Hogan was involved in a sex tape scandal, and he actually sued the person who recorded his sex tape without his knowledge and won a lawsuit of $100 million. $100 million, United States of America dollars. I read a little bit of that portion of the scandal to you. Here, the story is talking about that particular year. He said that after in 2007, after he had been involved in the racial slur incident, Hogan was embroiled in a high-profile lawsuit against gossip website Gawker Media. At the heart of the case was a leaked sex tape showing Hogan with Heather Clem, the then wife of his best friend, radio personality Booba, the Love Sponge, real name Todd Alan Clem. The recording had been posted on Gawker without Hogan's consent. So they posted the husband of the lady that Hogan was involved in a sexual act with, recorded the scene and posted it on a website or an adult website platform called the Gawker Media without his consent. Hogan claimed the video was a violation of his privacy and initiated settlement with Clem privately. He then pursued a larger case against Gawker, which ended with the Florida jury awarding him $140 million, effectively bankrupting the media organization and sparking debate about celebrity privacy and freedom of the press. So Hulk Hogan has actually been a man full of scandals and controversies, and playing a key role in the history of the WWE from the 90s and the 80s, and influencing pop culture, however you put it, whether positively or negatively. Hulk Hogan paid his dues in terms of the pop culture world. And now we move on to the next story, available on www.jafricradio.com. I almost said WWE because we were in a conversation about the WWE legend Hulk Hogan, who has passed. And the next story available is the Black Queens of Ghana's ultimate failure to reach the final of the 2025 Women's African Cup of Nations, currently ongoing in Morocco. And the headline reads that Ghana fails to reach the 2025 WAFCON final after loss to Morocco. So this is a news that is not welcoming for most Ghanaians and fans of the Ghanaian female national team. And the story reads that Ghana's Black Queens failed to reach the final of the 2025 CAF Women's African Cup of Nations after succumbing to a 4-2 penalty shootout defeat to host nation Morocco on Tuesday night. The West Africans opened the scoring through German-based forward Jocelyn Chewa on the 26th minute to give Ghana hope of reaching the final for the first time since 2006. So let's stay a little bit here. So the Black Queens of Ghana back then used to be a force to reckon with on the African continent, though Ghana has never been anywhere close to the Super Falcons of Nigeria, because Nigeria had dominated African football when you talk about women's football on the African continent. And they started it all by winning the African Cup of Nations, the women's edition. And Ghana actually went to the final with Nigeria a couple of times. The last time Ghana appeared in the final was in 2006 and lost. 2006. So 2006 to now, next year will be exactly 20 years since Ghana last appeared in the final. But unfortunately, Ghana got knocked out by Morocco in the semi-finals. And however, the story reads, Sakina Dickey proved parity for the host nation when the Castor Tenerife forward capitalized on a flaw in the Ghana defense to score her first goal of the tournament. Neither of the side was able to snatch the winner within regulation time and extra time as the tie headed for the penalty shootout. Evelyn Bedu and 18-year-old Comfort Yeboah mixed their respective kicks for Ghana as Morocco converted all their 4 kicks to set up a date with Nigeria, who had already beaten South Africa in the other semi-final encounter. So mind you, On that same platform on www.jafric.radio is not only report about Ghana, there's also the report about the Super Falcons of Nigeria defeating the Bayana Lilies of South Africa to also book their place in the final. They defeated South Africa by 2-1. It was a very, very crucial encounter. And I also read that story for you, which is also captured live on the website www.jafricradio.com. And the headline reads that Nigeria urges South Africa to reach the 2025 Women's AFCON final. Let me put it that way. Nigeria Super Falcons have secured their place in the 2025 CAF Women's African Cup of Nations after defeating champions. Mind you, South Africa are the defending champions, defeating them by 2-1 on Tuesday evening in Morocco. A strike in either half from Rashida Ajibade and Mitchell Alozie saw the Falcons avenge their 2022 loss to the Bayana at the Star Labi Zoli in Casablanca. So Nigeria will ultimately face off with host nation Morocco in the final of this year's edition. So Ghana have failed. Interestingly, on the latest update, Nigeria and whilst Nigeria and Morocco will play the final, Ghana has already beaten South Africa to the third place game, and Ghana won on penalty shootout. So Ghana is going home with bronze. So we wait tomorrow to find out whether the Super Falcons of Nigeria will win their 10th title. Don't forget they've won this particular competition on 9 different occasions. If they manage to do this, this will be the 10th time that they've won the trophy. And for Morocco, it will be their first time if they're able to see Nigeria out and win the title for the North African side. So this is news from the world of sports. And still, we are remaining in the world of sports. And there's a news that should be worrying for African football as a Nigerian goalkeeper who plays his football in Italy. His name, in fact, before I even give you his name, he's one of the most handsome African footballers that you can find anywhere now. His name is Maduka Okoye. Maduka Okoye, as the Nigerians will say. He plays his football for Udinese in the Italian Serie A. And Maduka Okoye has been found guilty, or better to say, he's been found culpable of getting involved in betting. And he has been banned for 2 months. So the story on Jafric Radio, which was posted on the 22nd of July 2025, today is the 26th of July, says the African soccer player banned for betting in Italy. Now, details of the story. The Federal Tribunal of the FIGC, that's the Federazione Italia Gioco Calcio, has handed a 2-month football ban to Nigerian soccer goalkeeper Maduka Okoye after being found guilty of betting. The 25-year-old was at risk of a 4-year ban if a more serious charge of sporting fraud had been confirmed with a guilty verdict. Instead, the IFGC Federal Tribunal cleared him of those charges, however, imposed a 2-month ban on him for a lesser offense, according to the hearing. The ban will take effect from August 18th. So the ban has actually not started. It will start next month on the 18th of next month, 2025, and last until October 19, 2025, which means that the German-born, don't forget, Maduka Okoye was born in Dusseldorf in Germany to a Nigerian father and a German mother, but he has chosen to represent the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the international play. So the story continues that, which means that the German-born will be sidelined for the start of the 2025-2026 Italian Serie A season. So Maduka Okoye has been banned for 2 months in Italy. What did he do? Now, I won't continue to read the story. Let me just you what he actually did. So Maduka Okoye actually got involved in a betting ring or betting syndicate, which include his friends. And the bet was that he was going to receive a yellow card. So during the game that was going on between Udinese and Lazio in March 2024, during the game, on the 64th minute of the game, Maduka Okoye was booked When I say he was booked, if you don't understand typical football or sports parlance, he was shown a yellow card for delaying. So if a goalkeeper, the ball gets to the goalkeeper and he doesn't kick the ball and he's playing delay tactics, the referee sometimes goes to warn him or issue a word of warning to him or decide to book him. Here the referee decided that look, Maduka Okoye was wasting too much time, so he went to flag or flash the yellow card to him, not knowing Maduka Okoye and his friends had other ideas, which means that his friend has taken a bet that he was going to receive a yellow card. And truly, he received a yellow card. And his friend or his friend, the ring of guys that he was doing the betting with, ended up winning a sum of 120,000 euros. Amazing. So they actually won a sum of 120,000 euros. So the winning apparently sparked the betting company to ask for a probe. A probe was launched, and this whole mess was discovered, and Maduka Okoye has eventually been found guilty and has been handed a 2-month ban by the federal tribunal in Italy, which means that he's going to be out. He's a Nigerian international. On your screen now is Maduka Okoye in the jersey of the Nigeria national team. So you can actually see Nigeria football team, Nigeria football team, national football team, or something like that. Nigeria Football Federation. That's why it's on your screen now concerning Maduka Okoye. Now, still in football, we said we're going to do a few more stories in sports, but we have to still remain in football because on the 20th of July, another interesting happening took place. Do you remember Paul Gascoigne? Gascoigne. He was one of the most terrific English players during the 90s and in the 80s. Gascoigne this week was rushed to hospital after collapsing in his home. So the story, which was written on the 20th of July 2025 and featured on the headline story for Jafric Radio, says that this former England star has been rushed to hospital in ICU after collapsing at home. And it says that former England soccer star was found semi-unconscious at his Dorset home and was rushed to a nearby hospital. So Paul Gascoigne, 58, was found lying unconscious in his Dorset bedroom by his driver and personal assistant. According to sources from England, the Italy 1990, when I say Italy 1990, you should know, because the 1990 World Cup happened in Italy. So the Italy 1990 star is now in stable and has been transferred to an acute medical unit. So he was first sent to the intensive care unit, that's the ICU, and now has returned to an acute medical unit where he's receiving treatment. And the story continues to say that Gascoigne is expected to remain in hospital for several days, where medical officers can continue to monitor his condition before they allow him to go home. And the story continues to say that Gascoigne scored 10 times in 57 appearances for England's Three Lions and starred for Premier League clubs such as Newcastle United, the Magpies, Tottenham Hotspurs, and then Everton. So that's for Gascoigne on your screen this particular time. And we are moving on to probably our last story for the day. And it's also a story from Ghana. A story that has generated talking points and a lot of controversy. And it involves this particular social media commentator. His name, Kevin Taylor. The Supreme Court in Ghana issues landmark ruling involving social media commentator. Here, the reference is to Kevin Taylor. Now, the story reads, the Ghanaian Supreme Court had dismissed a 2020 bench warrant issued for the arrest of US-based Ghanaian social media commentator Kevin Ebo Taylor. So, most people were surprised in Ghana by this particular action and has criticized the move by the Ghanaian Supreme Court and also the administration. Now, the story, I'll read the first 3 paragraphs of the story for you. In January 2020, an appeals court judge named Justice Eriche Bafo issued a bench warrant, I beg your pardon, for the arrest of the social media commentator. The warrant, which was issued by the judge, a justice of the Court of Appeal, sitting as a high court judge was a video circulating was a video for a video circulated by, let me take that paragraph again. The warrant, which was issued by the judge, a justice of the Court of Appeal, sitting as a high court judge, was for a video that was circulated by Mr. Ebu Taylor on Facebook. Taylor, who hosts a program titled All Due Respect on the Loud Silence Radio and TV, had alleged in one of his videos that Justice Che Bafo was promoted to the Court of Appeal from High Court because he was doing the bidding of Nana Akufo-Addo. So in 2020, if you follow Kevin Taylor on his Loud Silence Media, on the platform, with all due respect, and the program that he does, when President Akufo-Addo, His Excellency at the time, the President for the Republic of Ghana, appointed Justice Che Bafo to the Appeals Court, Kevin Taylor went on his platform and accused this particular judge of being in bed with the President of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, and said that he is there to do the bidding of Nana Akufo-Addo. Now, the judge got upset and in court issued a bench warrant for the Ghana police in acting in accordance or in conjunction with Interpol to arrest Mr. Kevin Ebo Taylor and bring him to court. In other words, if he was in jurisdiction, they will arrest him or subpoena him to court to come and justify or adduce more evidence to his claim that His Excellency at the time, Nana Akufo-Addo, had appointed him to come and do his bidding. So this particular bench warrant had been pending, and Kevin Taylor, according to sources, was not able to step foot in Ghana because of this particular bench warrant, but because he was afraid that anytime he showed up in Ghana, he will be cited. He will be arrested because of the pending bench warrant, and then two, he will be cited for contempt because he had denigrated the court of law in Ghana. That's according to the claim, as was cited then. But fast forward 5 years on, 2025, this administration comes and Supreme Court judges are appointed, and the Supreme Court passed a ruling. And I read the last paragraph of the story for you that the Supreme Court of Ghana has, by a 4-1 decision today, referring to July 23, 2025, quashed that bench warrant that was issued in 2025 for the arrest of the social media commentator. And Kevin Taylor is reportedly in Ghana as we speak now. So it has also sparked a lot of political debate in Ghana about whether it is important, it's a good precedent or a bad precedent for the current NDC administration or the President Mahamat-led NDC administration to set that someone who disrespects or who denigrates the court of law in Ghana is required to appear before the court to adduce evidence or justify his claim or be cited for contempt for new appointment to be made to the Supreme Court of Ghana. And then these judges come and overturn that particular earlier decision by the appeals court judge. So it has sparked a lot of debate and controversy and conversation in Ghana. One thing we know for sure is that Kevin Taylor is currently in Ghana. And I can see if I can find the latest photo of him in Ghana for you, if I can share with my producer for our producer to put that on the screen for you to see. Kevin Taylor in the studios of Radio Gold in Ghana, acting like he's hosting a program. I don't know. It's very much available on Facebook and everywhere on YouTube. And people are really talking about it. There's actually a video of him hosting a program. Unfortunately, we can't put that on your screen for obvious reasons. So this is what is making the trends. And if you go to your Facebook, if you pick your Facebook and then you pick trending issues in Ghana now, the Kevin Taylor issue is trending very much in Ghana, and people are sharing their opinion. Those who belong to the NDC are sharing their opinion, and those from the main opposition, the New Patriotic Party also sharing their opinion on the action taken by the Supreme Court and the judges' landslide decision to throw away the bench warrant decision by a court of competent jurisdiction in 2020. So today, this is where we wrap up today's edition of the Week in Review. And we've touched on all the sensitive stories or the headlines, top headline stories that made the rounds during the week. And I just recap the stories for you again. Starting with the top story, we touch on the President of the United States, His Excellency. I don't know whether in America they refer to him His Excellency, Donald Trump, conveying his glowing tribute to WWE legend Hulk Hogan, who passed away during the week in his home in Florida, age 71. We also touch on the controversial appointment of Mr. Kojo Choi as Ghana's ambassador to South Korea. And we've taken you a little bit deep into the issues on at the background of Mr. Kojo Choi, his connections to Ghana or his Ghanaian root. The fact that this is not the first time that a Ghanaian government has appointed a foreigner to act in a sensitive capacity like what Mr. Kojo Choi is going to do. We also spoke about football. We spoke about the Black Queens of Ghana and their failure to reach the final, but they've secured a bronze medal by beating South Africa on penalties in the ongoing 2025 CAF African Cup of Nations, the women's version, and the fact that Nigeria is going to take on host nation Morocco tomorrow in the final. Still in sports, we also spoke about the African goalkeeper who has been handed a 2-month ban in Italy for getting involved in sport betting. And we rounded this edition up by speaking about the controversial decision by the Supreme Court, the landmark, let me use the words rightly, the landslide ruling by the Supreme Court of Ghana, quashing or nullifying the earlier bench warrant issued by an appeals court judge in Ghana for social media commentator Kevin Taylor, who couldn't come to Ghana as of now, but now is present in Ghana because the Supreme Court in Ghana has nullified that particular bench warrant that was issued for him. So this is where we wrap up today's edition of the Week in Review show. My name is Emmanuel Akyereku. I'm a regular host. Thanks for watching. And don't forget that if you're watching us, subscribe to all our social media channels. It's very important so you can continue to enjoy the latest update from Japan. If you're in Africa, wherever you are on the African continent, so follow us on Facebook at Jafric Radio Extra. We are available on Instagram at Jafric Radio. We are available on YouTube at Jafric Radio Extra. We are bringing you a lot of exciting content. And the main platform, the homepage or the website, www.jafricradio.com. This is where all the exclusives go. Many thanks to my producer and the man behind the scenes who made this show possible. His name is Kweku. I don't know his other name, Kweku Matthew. I don't know the other names that come with it. Yeah. So many thanks to him. He made this whole production available by making all the materials and everything available for this particular edition. Until we come your way once again, my name is Emmanuel Akyereku. This is a Week in Review show. Thank you very much and stay blessed and stay out of trouble. Bye.
You said stupid things.
Arigato
Facts.
gozaimasu.
Stupid things.
Sayonara.
Facts. Stupid facts. Stupid. Agenda. Liberty agenda. It's all about agenda. Liberty agenda. It's all about agenda. How relevant do you think you are? Do you think you are? How relevant do you? How relevant do you? How really? Agenda. Liberty agenda. It's all about agenda. Liberty agenda. agenda. Say it to my face now, why should I? Face now, why should I? Say it to my face now, say to my agenda. Agenda. What say agenda?
This is Jafric Radio.
All about agenda. Agenda. What say agenda? It's all about agenda. Say no to cyberbullying. Say no to. We'll need challenge.
When did you pick that from?
That is your Twitter page.
When did you pick that from?
That is your Twitter page.
When did you pick that from?
That is your Twitter page.
What you see on Twitter is different from Twitter is about agenda, fooling. Twitter is about agenda, fooling. Twitter is about agenda, fooling. Twitter is about agenda, fooling.
Say no to cyberbullying.
This is Jafric Radio. This is Jafric Radio. This is Jafric Radio. This is Jafric Radio. Jafric Radio.
My name is Daniel Ajay.
Jafric Radio. Jafric Radio. Jafric Radio. Jafric Radio.
Abusuafo yechio bia na monsan emfamaso emfamien na muntie enkabo a ewo hoyi Mr Prosper Intim ana afei nunua kwaku opoku a dodo na friend guy one omo se yenkan kire obi bia de omo maame oba pan ana ya from poma dodo na friend ya manu anade ensunyame ye omo dikan ye na yiye ni bi wo Ghana na bredru se omo ye eyiye no bi ewo Japan machubara danchi ano na abusuafo egusu a omo ye ntutuye na mo ayo oba pan na yi a omunua bemma Mr Yao Asumadu bon also nyame atonsa friend intabusuan aye ne se omudi abusuade hye mienu ayi nyina e ka bom na omo aye nyina ewo Japan machubara danchi yankopon ya adoma kwasiada July boso no toro aduonu eson ewo machubara danchi anenti Mr Prosper Intim anafei kwaku opoku a dodo na fa ne guy one omo se yankan kire Ghana for enkransafo a mo wo Japan machubara danchi de nyame adoma kwasiada 27 July ena abusuade hye mienu omo kata omo achi nto omo to nsafro bibia de obi amra na omo meja omo na eye ohwei eye kojankoja na yebehya ase ewo Japan time ayimre nonu ekosi ayimre nonkron na chere 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. omo se omo gidi se mo babanti omo dikan Adam ase abusuafo.
This is Jafric